What up? It's been a second. I think it's been about like a week since I posted my last video because I've been so caught up with all this Wall Street bet stuff and everything going on with the stock market. Like the market was tanking while all those Wall Street bets stocks were flying like crazy. I didn't touch any of them. In hindsight, like I had no idea they were gonna blast off the way they did, or I definitely would have like dove in and then just pulled my money out the second I saw that I could get good profits. And that was obviously like a mistake in missing out on that. But like just with any of that, like it's really just gambling to know exactly how that whole scenario is gonna end anyway. So like overall it's probably best that I didn't because I'd probably be going crazy like, oh wait, I need to add more, I need to add more while it keeps going up, and then it probably would have just crashed like super hard right when I was like, oh no, this is gonna keep going, this is gonna. So I just know myself, and I knew that like I'd probably get so obsessed over something like with like adding more money to it when it potentially was gonna be all bad for me in the end or something. So I stayed away from it. Like I literally just bought things that dipped that I'm already in, so I didn't have to worry about any major losses or anything. Like if anything, like I bought some more Tesla shares. Well, only just one. I mean, not multiple, just one because it's so damn expensive. But I really considered even selling out of some other positions because they were tanking so hard, and then I was going to use that money to pay to buy more Tesla shares because it was getting so low. Like it was in the 700s again. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should just sell out of these and just load the boat on the. And I'm glad I didn't, because I mean that I mean the whole week only lasted. Well, I mean that whole big scare and the big market sell off only lasted like 3 days. Like it's pretty much back to normal now. Like I mean my gains came back today. I pretty much got 1,000 today, which is pretty wild. Like I mean it's not the first time anything like that's happened, but it was nice to see everything like green again instead of like everything super red. Like uh, what was it? Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I lost $1,000 each day. Uh, Not in any of the Wall Street bet stuff, but it's because I wasn't in those probably. You know what I mean? Like everything else was selling off. Other people were probably pulling money from their stocks to dip in that a little bit. But like, man, I was telling people, I was like, because I mean, I saw even people that I knew never invested anything in their dang life were diving in. They're like, oh, I'm in this Robinhood and doing all this, and like, it's like, okay, well, let's like if you're hearing about the hype, like, and you're buying at the peaks, never works out for nobody. Like, not never, because I mean, if you bought into Tesla, I mean, that thing is still peaking. You know what I mean? So, depending on the stock, but when it's like a hyped up thing that really isn't worth what the value is, like, I mean, I think the valuation of GameStop got up to like 20 billion or something crazy. Something that it's totally not worth. I mean, think about GameStop, like, okay, yeah, they sell like used stuff. You could buy used stuff on eBay. You could like video games anymore. Like who goes to a store to buy video games in general? Like I don't even like you wouldn't even go to Walmart or something to buy like a video game. Like literally everything is downloadable now. Like even like I'm on Xbox, like they got uh the marketplace right on here. Like I don't even have to leave my house. I could just be like, "Oh, I want that game," buying it. Don't got to leave, don't got to do nothing. So GameStop is dying. Like obviously they can do things to change up their model and like try to attract people to come in, hold tournaments. I hear people talking about like doing stuff like that, which would be a beautiful thing. That would be cool. Like more power to you. But for all these new people trying to get in and all they hear is, oh, Wall Street bets, they're telling people like all the right moves to make millions of dollars and all that. So that's when the greed starts coming in and everybody tries to make that quick buck and thinking that it's a movement, and it still is for some people. Like some people are still diamond hands holding on, like not selling out of nothing. But today everything was just tanking and tanking, and there could be an argument for, well, shares are still being restricted on Robinhood and maybe some other apps to kind of deter people from getting going in too heavy on these things. because at the end of the day, like it is gonna go down, but maybe it's only going down because they're being restricted and not being able to buy many shares. So when other people see that the market is, well, that those stocks are dropping, then they get that panic. They're like, oh well, maybe other people aren't holding on. Maybe I need to get out of this now and just get this money. So if you still are in those moves, if anything, I would recommend just at least taking your initial, like whatever you invested out, like whatever you put in, at least get that out. And if there's still profit in there, let that thing ride. Like it doesn't hurt nobody. Like if it does keep going up, then you're good. You know, then it's play money. You know what I mean? But at least get your initial investment out, because then you don't lose any money. If anything, you can potentially make more if it does run up, maybe if restrictions get lifted and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I think, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't know nothing about nothing, but this is just my opinion. And like I can read people pretty well in a lot of things, and when it comes down to greed and stuff like that and people trying to make that quick buck, all I see now on TikTok, or even from people I know, is people like saying that they know how the market works and all this stuff. Like when it's like, okay, well, how long have they actually been investing? How do you know this person actually knows what they're talking about? Like in these videos, like I see, like if I'm scrolling on TikTok or anything, every other thing is like, oh, Dogecoin to the moon and AMC and and GME and all this, and it's like, okay, like, and then you read the comments and everybody's like, yeah, to the moon, to the moon. It's like, okay, but like, how do you, like, have you done any research on any of this? Like, do you have an exit strategy? Like, do you know exactly what the plan is for if it goes up, if it goes down? Like, what are you gonna do? What exactly are you gonna work towards to either make money or lose money? You know what I mean? And a lot of people are going to be losing money on this because they don't know anything about this. They're just going off of what people see on social media or in Wall Street Bets. Like if like I've been on Wall Street Bets for a long time, like just watching on there because the people on there are crazy. Like what they do is they literally YOLO into these stocks. Like not necessarily, I'm not, this is before GameStop, this is before AMC and all this stuff. Like there are companies that like are penny stocks that they would just throw like 50,000 bucks in, you know what I mean? Like nothing, like stocks that literally make no, like some make sense, some really don't make sense, but they're like, well, I don't care, like if it hits, then I'm gonna be a millionaire and all this stuff. So pretty much kamikaze, like investing, like straight up gambling. Like their name is Wall Street Bets, like bets, like gambling. Like okay, you know what I mean? So seeing all this stuff, it's always entertaining. Like I always go on there. I don't take any information off that dang thing. Like I watch a lot of the stuff that they were doing and stuff, but now that was like back when there was only like a million, like maybe even like 700,000 users on this thing. Now if I checked it like yesterday, and there was pretty much almost 8 million people on there now. So, going from like 8 times the people that are now in this group, you're telling me none of those hedge fund people got up in that group? People that can have the money to buy these bots to pump what they're long in instead of what they're short in. And oh, well, if you see it enough times, they're going to be all about it because it's like, oh, well, all these people are talking about it. But are you really going to verify every single one of these people that are talking about this stuff? Are you really going to do the research on all these stocks that these people are talking about? Are you going to be doing any due diligence? Like, I hope you are, because I know a lot of people that are just really lazy and want to make a quick buck. And there's also going to be a lot of greedy people that know that you're lazy and know that you want to make a quick buck. So what are they going to do? They're going to hype up penny stocks. They're going to hype up stuff that is so dirt cheap that if they mention it enough times and you put enough money in there, that stock is going to go up. And it's going to go up, and you'll be like, oh man, I'm making so much money in this. And then right when it's like getting to whatever peak it's at, that person that already had all that money in there, when they pull out, that thing is going to drop like an elevator. Like it's not going to be like a gradual thing. It's going to collapse and you will lose money. Like especially if you like think that you're going to like keep buying into this thing for a long time, if it really isn't worth anything, like Dogecoin. Like everybody's all up in this Dogecoin. Like look up the definition. Like look up what Dogecoin is. It's literally a meme joke. Like there's no hard cap on Dogecoin. Like you could literally produce it forever. So if you can produce something forever, it literally has no value. Like that's why it was trading for less than a penny a couple months ago, cuz it ain't worth nothing. You know what I mean? And like the fact that it's on like Robinhood as a platform or something, you think those people aren't taking fees off the top of that? None of the like it's commission free, but there's a bid ask spread on any app, on any trading. So that like you might not be getting what the lowest of it is, and you'll be getting charged higher than what it really is. And it's really just like a scheme to like pump something up and then pump it and dump it. You know what I mean? That's the definition of a dang pump and dump, is just getting enough people in so it pumps up, and then all you gotta do is take your money out, and then other people that are still believing in whatever you pumped up are holding the bag. So I see a lot of people that don't know how bad they might be getting screwed, and the fact that now there's like, okay, let's say 7 million like people who never been on Wall Street Bets before. Let's say some of those people are regular investors, like they know what's going on and all this stuff. Let's say some of those people are hedge fund people because they're going to be trying to cover themselves, be like, okay, well, what are they trying to move into so I can know to stay away or maybe play along? You know what I mean? So there's so many things that can go wrong. I really think Wall Street Bets really like screwed themselves when they like now they're mainstream. Like everybody knows about it. Not everybody knew about it before. A lot of people who were investing did, but they knew what they knew. They're like the crazies, you know what I mean? They aren't investors. They're wild. It's a beautiful thing. I love the movement. I love that what is it? That two hedge funds pretty much got screwed over, and Robinhood really got exposed for the BS that they're on, which I'm glad. Like that's why I literally got out of all my stocks. Like I didn't even transfer. I just sold my stuff out of there. Like I got out. Like and I was even in Dogecoin for a little bit. Like I put $60 in, like back in October. I didn't really research it too much. You know what I mean? And that was my fault, and I kind of learned about it. But when Elon tweeted out Doge or whatever, what was it? I want to say end of December or early January, that thing launched up again. So I just took profits. Like it was only $200. Like, but $200 off a $60. Like, oh, let's just throw it in here and see what happens. Like if I did leave that in there, it would have been something crazy like 1,700 if I left it in there through all this stuff because they're trying to pump, well, not Wall Street Bets, but other people like on TikTok and stuff are trying to pump Doge so hard right now, which is crazy. Like, cause after I actually did do research on it, like it's a crypto and people are treating it like it's an investment. Like I knew it was a crypto, but I didn't realize that there was no hard cap on it. Like, and that's why the value of it is like nothing. And and to be fair, like obviously everything has value if people want to buy into it. So I mean, really watch. It could move. It could become something in the future, but I feel like there's nothing good that's going to come of it until there's like a hard cap. Like if there's a hard cap and they're like, okay, we aren't producing any more of these Dogecoins, then it'll actually be a legit thing. But the fact that you can download an app and mine the stuff for yourself. Like you can mine your own Dogecoin from your computer. Just download it. You know what I mean? Just start mining. Like there's like you don't even have to pay for it at that point. You know what I mean? You might have to pay for the the software and all this other stuff. But like really, like man, all this stuff is too crazy. But like I just wanted to come on here like kind of give a little mini update. Like I was gone last week. My beautiful adapts came in. Where is it? Is that the positive? Yeah. Those auto laces, you know what I'm saying? Hey. sometimes you got to treat yourself. But man, it was a wild week last week, and I wanted to kind of make this just so people that still are like diamond hands and holding on for dear life into those stocks, like take a profit, take your money. Like I've been posting on Instagram and all this stuff, but I should probably should have made a video of this last week when I was watching it. But man, I was so caught up in all of it. It was so awesome. You know what I mean? Like just I guess another thing to think about here is like there's always more than two hedge funds. So I mean those ones that got screwed over, even if they lost, I think the thing that came out, I think it was like they lost like 53% of their money in 1 month or something, which is crazy, which is a lot. It's a lot. That's a lot of money, but it's still a lot more money than any retail investor has. And there's always way more hedge funds than just those two, and people were playing the system like, okay, we're getting one over on them. It's like, okay, it's like think of it like Vegas. Like, you really think you're getting over on the house? Nah, man. They make the rules, and if they don't, like, you might catch them off guard right now, but you think that they aren't in Wall Street Bets now and ain't gonna be playing all y'all for that money back? It's like you're cheating at the poker table. You think that pit boss ain't got you on camera, ain't got you in his sights, ain't sitting there like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, take this money now. Wait till we're breaking your legs in the back. You know what I mean? like people think they really did a big thing, and they did. They exposed a lot of stuff with the system, which actually falls on a lot of people. It falls on a lot of institutions. It falls on the feds for allowing stuff like this to happen, really, and just a whole bunch of things. It exposed a lot of things, which is a beautiful thing. But I really think they screwed over their whole entire community by letting all these people in, like from a mainstream standpoint, get up in there. Because now people are going to be pumping and dumping nonstop. So now you might be in a thing where all you ever heard was, oh, they're making great plays, they're making great picks. What's the next move? Where's the next? What are we jumping into now? And now they're pumping up silver when hedge funds are all about that silver. So if you pump that up, which is going to be a lot harder to do because it's a lot, the cap on that is a lot higher. So good luck. You know what I mean? You're going to be making other people money that can follow your moves now. So if I was a new investor, I would literally just stick to good companies, like ones that actually have solid products, solid everything. Like when you're first starting out, stick to a low number of stocks. You don't need to be like super diversified if you're brand new. Just follow what is going on with a couple stocks. And really, if you like build up solid positions in good enough companies, like from the bat, you'll make money so quick. You'll make money so quick. Like I'm only in 4 stocks now, and I'm trying to condense that even more. Like I pretty much, when I first started, I got up to about 10 stocks, and then I was like, what am I doing, man? Like I need to cut a lot of these and just load up on Tesla. And luckily I did at the right time, because that's when the splits were going on, and that's when it took off like crazy after that. So I had crazy gains just because I did condense down into one stock that I knew no matter what. I trust the CEO. I trust what they're doing. It falls in line with a lot of the things that I believe in, and just know exactly, just know the ins and out of that company. Trust the CEO, and you'll be good. Like learn how to read a balance sheet. Like try to. There's so many videos on YouTube about finances and investing and all this stuff. Pick some, but be very cautious with that. Like if somebody's like pumping something up that is like a penny stock or something, like yeah, you might find one that's gonna have a good run or might be the next big thing, but it might not be. You know what I mean? Like you might want to play it safe if you're literally brand new. But there's nothing wrong with having a little speculative stuff in your portfolio. Just don't make it the whole portfolio. Like you don't want to like put so much money into something that could literally disappear. Like even this morning, like there's this MJ stock that I was looking at investing in that's out of Oregon. Like I watched their presentations, all this stuff. It seemed pretty legit, but it was a penny stock. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is a penny stock that's going to be good or blast off in the future. And I looked at it this morning, and the ticker symbol's gone. Like it's not even on the thing. I tried to look up news. I tried to look up articles about this thing. Nothing. So it's like, okay, this thing literally got delisted, and there wasn't even news or nothing about it. So like, just be wary of like penny stocks. They literally could disappear overnight. You know what I mean? Or you might hear about a penny stock that like ran up a good amount at one point, and if you buy at that peak, man, it's gonna end bad. I promise it's gonna end bad because you'll instantly be taking an L. Maybe not if you hold on long enough. Maybe if that product like produces more in the future or something. But if you buy anything at the top, it's gonna dip at some point because there's somebody that was in that longer than you, that it was just waiting to take some profits. You know what I mean? So just be very careful with a lot of the stuff that's going on. Like if you ever have any questions about like stocks, I'm no guru, I'm no expert, but I can see things. You know what I mean? So uh, don't hesitate to ask. If you ever have any questions, I mean, just leave some down below here or just anything. But if you are into some stocks, like leave some comments down below of what you're into or what you've been thinking about, or if you use a Roth IRA or if you use a brokerage or anything. Like I'm trying to have open more Roth IRAs this year. Like I only have one, and since it's unlimited, I'm like, why don't I have like at least three? You know what I mean? I could easily fill those each year and be good. And you want to have a Roth IRA for the long run because I mean it's a tax-free account. Like you're paying into it with money that's been taxed, obviously, and then when you are ready to retire, you pull that out all that money tax-free, so you don't have to worry about if you're trading in and out of stuff, if about paying any taxes on it, or like when you're pulling out of it and you have to worry about any of that stuff. Like it's the best way to preserve your wealth, if anything. You know what I mean? And if you invest, the earlier you invest, the more money you'll have when you do pull it out. So just some things to consider. But man, I really think as beautiful as that movement was last week, I think there was so much hype around it that it's going to bring in some of the wrong people to Wall Street Bets. So be very careful if you're only getting information off of there or only getting information off of TikTok, where people are just hyping. They're hyping the stupidest stuff right now. Like everything I'm scrolling through, it's all the dumbest. It's all the dumbest stuff. All of the worst penny stocks. Like I haven't seen one good recommendation. Like if there was a good one, I'd be all in there. I'd be like, oh man, you're the first one I've seen that actually had something good. There hasn't been nothing. Not one thing. So be very cautious on who you listen to. Don't even listen to me. Like I don't know nothing. You know, these are just my opinions. Like I'm not a financial advisor. Like, but straight up, like be very, very cautious with your money. Like you never know what somebody's trying to do, and you don't know their intentions. You don't know if they're a real person or not. It could be a bot on those Reddit forums. You know what I mean? All they have to do is pay somebody to be like, oh yeah, hype this up for me, and then have thousands of people just create. Just well, it wouldn't take thousands of people, but just like a person make all these bots that just say the same thing, so it sounds like, oh yeah, to the moon, to the moon. Be very careful, be very cautious, keep killing it. Like, man, have a good one. And also, please don't feed the zombies, because it seems like there's so many out there right now. Just be very cautious. Have a good one.